Hey there, I hope everybody's well and that your holidays are going well. This is my 500 wheel horsepower Saab powered E30 drift car. These are amazing engines. I was known for tuning Saabs in the early 2000s. I was actually known around the world as a Saab tuner, and it's really nice having this car together. I had some trouble with the M20 that was in it. I broke several cylinder heads on that engine. Um, some of it was that actually the cylinder head is very fragile. I actually have a piece of it that I cut out of it here. This is actually a prototype trailing arm like the ones that are on the back of my car. But this is a piece of the cylinder head that I cut, and they're very fragile, like thin cast, And so the clamping of the ARP studs was part of what was taking them out. And I was running these Chevy LS coils that were problematic. I had a little bit too much dwell on them, and they would auto fire and cause some violent pre-ignition. But anyway, that's what led me to this Saab swap here. I got sick of putting cylinder heads on that engine. And this engine has actually been really great, but it's had some vibration in it since I first put it in. And the last time I had the transmission out, I started it up with the flywheel off. It uses a flex plate sandwiched between the flywheel and the flex plate in order for the starter to turn the engine. And I have that bolted on there right now. Actually, I don't know if the camera will pick it up. It's just starting to get dark here. But there's a flex plate bolted to the back of the engine there. I took the flywheel today off, and I machined up some Delrin pieces here that fit tightly on this shaft. And I put the flywheel and clutch assembly in this like motorcycle, wheel balancer, static wheel balancer thing. And I couldn't really detect a problem. But there's a really amazing machine shop in Frankfort, Kentucky. I'm in Lexington, so this is about a half an hour away. And they do crank balancing and flywheel balancing and all that stuff. So I took the flywheel over to them to look at, and we'll see what happens with it. But when I start the engine up with the flywheel off, the vibration is considerably better, like, 75-80% better. There's still some vibration. They're balance shaft engines, and I took the balance shafts out, and it's a 4-cylinder, so you're going to feel something from it. But anyway, yeah, I'm in here on my lathe. I turned off those pieces. I still have a lot of Delrin shavings laying around from that. This is my milling machine. I was working on it yesterday. I got to kind of clean up these shavings from yesterday. But so hopefully we can reduce this vibration some. I've had some trouble with freeze plugs coming out of the engine too, which I thought was vibration, but that may or may not be the case. I think I'm going to pull the engine out of the car and replace the freeze plugs, and use like a Loctite product, like a bearing retaining compound or something like that, to help keep them in, and get it back together. I have a little bit of wiring stuff to do as well. I just switched over to Maxx ECU in this thing, which has been amazing. And I use these DT connectors for these harnesses that I built that go from the injectors and the coils, to these DT connectors and then into the car. And I think I used like 16 gauge wire or something like that. And the wire is just, the insulation is just too fat, for the connectors on the Maxx ECU. So I bought some 20 gauge wire to replace those short bits of wire between those DT connectors and the ECU to so that they go in better. Anyway, I had some trouble with the pins at the ECU. So I have lots of stuff to do on the car before next season. And I'm just kind of cleaning up my tools now, and figured I would give a little detailed report on what's up with the drift car. I actually call this car Drift Mo, like short for Drift Mobile. I hope everyone has an amazing Christmas. All the best.